Okay, abusuya be makwa aba sonko so edeba POG Media so abusuya yembonra eye yensemu no eye yakwa kopie sika pudu bi so ewo NPP officials ni bi edem ena enye ne dem nso nko a na ohwe ne fie wa there is some Polytank bebre nso a wa pake egu ba bia abusuya Polytank ni nso no pound sterling anya dollars o pound sterling and a dollars ni bin so fra enne ya no latest update ba no Dr. Rashid Tanko ede ababeto da live on a say credit goes to a TV3 interview omo interview no say Dr. Rashid Tanko say ewo NPP officials ni bi o wa sika puduo egu omo dem say sa ECG car ewo ho no eye omo apake sa sika ni na de akwa akogu omo dem na ebi mo nso no omo create bank account ewo omo dem say Polytank ene say omo akasa dem sika egu mu no abusuya obo ebi mu din na odi ebi mu nso din esi abusuya mo yanko na yankonko ti ensema ekos na answer na ebeko no o ensem kan bi afa share comment section like na share ma afofro so ensa into me enkabi aha POG Media so medamase
or a cheaper cost of living in this country.
Fantastic. That is why we are doing. We are on the path of doing.
I see. In that social contract, and because you've mentioned it, I just want us to pick on a few things in the social contract before we move on to other matters, right? Point 5 in that social contract says, within my first 90 days in office, we'll scrap the following draconian taxes to alleviate hardship and ease the high cost of doing business in the country: e-levy, COVID levy, 10% levy on bed winnings, and emissions levy. Where are we with that? We are almost 60 days in.
Yes, the finance minister in the next 8 days or so will be presenting the budget. In the budget, all these taxes will be scrapped.
You suspect that will be?
It will be scrapped. In fact, it's a contract we signed with the good people of Ghana that we are going to take them out. We've campaigned vigorously against this, and we mean business. This president, look, every line of action that we put in our manifesto, we are going to implement it. We have done it. We have shown enough evidence that we are going to implement, and the goodwill is there. These taxes you have mentioned, in the budget that we are going to read, we are going to scrap them. Because we don't see the need to have those taxes. Why should we continue to have COVID levy? Why should we continue to have it? Why should we continue to have this e-levy trade that is even bringing us nothing? What it brings us is quite minimal. Okay, and it's even strangulating businesses on the electronic device side. And so we will take them out. This betting tax thing, we will take it out. Okay, all these things, you wait. In the next 8 days, Parliament, in fact, when the president was speaking, presenting State of National Address, he touched on it, some of these things. There are other means of which we can make money from the capital market. There are other means. We are not going to go in for this free flow borrowing that the people were engaging. We're not going to go that far.
The former Deputy Finance Minister has said that already in 2 months, your government has borrowed over 50 billion cedis already.
You see, I don't want to use certain words on him because he's an honorable man. It was yesterday how he was disgraced with that kind of assertion. Government has not borrowed any money. As we speak now, government has not done any borrowing whatsoever. I don't know where you got it from.
So it's,
see how he was
a complete lie.
It's a complete lie. It's a big fat lie. These are the things they did and got 2%. These are the things they did. These were the lies they were saying, and Ghanaians gave them 37%. The most disgraceful percentage a ruling government has ever got. Because of these things they are doing. Where did we borrow anything? We are not even up to 2 months in government. We are already talking of borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. You see, we haven't gone in for anything yet. Because we are just using our managerial skills in trying to manage the future. Look at what they've done to sinking fund and all this. Even the watch he was wearing on this is more than the money they left in that fund. He had the sticker or what they call him.
No, we don't know the cost of the work. I think you can make your point without.
I'm just telling you that. I want you to know that the amount of money the president said, the amount of money put in $64,000. Look at the things they are wearing. The watches they are wearing.
I don't know the cost.
Gold watches and then diamond watches and all that. Look at the prices.
You are only assuming.
I know them. I know these people. These are the things they did. And now the same person will come and sit and be talking as if Ghana just came into the system under NPP. We have the Addos here, plenty. I say by June, some of them will be very hot.
One of the questions the Ghanaian people are asking is, well, oral collected information from you, and there's still information for the NDC administration, and there really isn't much head since then, considering this is a party that campaigned on a lot of transparency and accountability. What's going on with that?
Yes, the oral, you see, this was just a fact-finding mission put together. And they managed to brought us a lot of evidence. When they presented it to the president, the agency that has the power to prosecute is the Attorney General. That's why the president handed over the evidence to him to go and prepare the docket. That's why I'm saying very soon people will be very hot. We have an Attorney General who believes before he sends somebody to court, he would have organized enough evidence so that he can nail you proper. He's not the type who will send you to court before he now be looking for the evidence. That's why all these people the NPP sent to court, they had to go free. They didn't have any evidence again. They only bundled them to court for political propaganda. And for 8 years, they were fishing around looking for evidence, trying to get people to incriminate others. That's what they were doing. But this Attorney General, a very learned Attorney General, in fact, most of the judges, he taught them. He's a master, that's his students. He knows what he's doing. He's studying them, he's putting the dockets together. And by the time he hits the court, a lot of people will be hot. I'm not surprised some of them have started making noise before even they go to court. So
is Oral only going after former appointees of the previous administration? Because, your explanation seems to...
Oral was set for a purpose.
Right.
For the past 8 years, there was massive looting of state resources and assets. Too much. Even ordinary person, you need not even go to school to know that there were plenty looters in this country. You just sit back and you are looking at them, cutting out government resources and properties. Let me tell you, in Northern Region, you don't have any government again in Northern Region, Tamale, the regional capital. They sold everything to their people. If you hear the amount they sold to government prime plot, dear Kemeni, you blow your head off. Prime plot, which can go for as much as 1 million Ghana cedis, were sold to people as 20,000 Ghana cedis. What is that? Prime plot. This is until I visited there. I went to the regional administration behind it. Bungalows which were meant for government workers and plots meant for extension and other things. They sold everything. People were building houses over there. Why are they doing? Did they do all these things today? So we said no. This massive loot, because it's 8 years, if you are going to come to wait for them to come to power before you start looking for this information, data. So we started documenting all this, what they were doing. Looted state resources, went to capital market, used phony these insurance companies and other things to loot the state. We uncovered all this things. And so that's why he has to put this oral thing together, so that they will be able to bring all these things, so that we will sit down on the round table, discuss it, prosecute these people. Look, we are going to take back all this.
So oral scope of work is only the last 8 years?
Yes, because they were massive looting. Okay. That's what we're looking at.
But if we are recovering all loot, why don't we look at beyond the last 8 years as well? Because then it gives room for interpretations as though it's a persecution of the previous appointees of the last administration.
Yeah, it's not persecution. We came to power in 2009. After 8 years, we lost power, 2016. These people came. What did they do? They went after our people and said they squandered state resources, financial loss to this. Is that not what they did? Locked some of our people, put them behind bars. So they had investigated the previous regime. Is that not true? And got what they wanted. So they had finished that chapter. They have finished the chapter of the 2009 to 2016. Is that not true? They also started a new chapter in 2017. So 2017 to 2024, they have finished another chapter. So let's go through that chapter too. Why should you go back to that to be doing a chapter that has already investigated, arrested people and put them behind bars? They should have learned from that lesson. That we prosecuted people after 2016 when we came to power for one or two reasons. So that should have been a lesson for appointees of that government. But these people didn't learn anything. They thought they came through the barrel of gun. They were ruling the country as if they were a military regime. They don't care. You can go to hell. Some small cabal were just sitting here next to your next door neighbors. They were your next door neighbors here, doing whatever they wanted to do and mess up the country.
I don't understand when you say they were our next door
Your
neighbors.
neighbor, Flagstaff House, they were here. I don't know in Flagstaff House.
But you two are also there.
And now you see difference. Now can't you see the difference?
No, I can't.
The difference is very clear. We respect everybody. We open up the place. We are even going to have independence celebration. Is that not true? We have not made governor to look like Chief Palace, where every ordinary person can go there. That's all we have done. Come to see what is going on now. It's very lovely. It's not like those days you are passing there as if there are some military rulers who are sitting there. You can't come near it. Or some wild dogs are just hanging around there because they fear their own shadows. We are not like that. That's why I'm saying that things have changed. Now, this aura is going to find out for the 8 years, what have you done with our resources? Accountability is key. That's why the president warned his appointees, all of us. This oral thing that I'm doing is just watch. You to misbehave will come after you. He's admonishing everybody.
So then, again, help clarify the point on oral, because as the president explained during his SONA, oral will take a different form and operate from the presidency. It will also look into the activities and affairs of the appointees of the current administration. Will that be the case?
Yes. You see, dear Kemeni, let me say good afternoon to my good friend, Professor Dodo. You know, he's a presidential advisor on anti-corruption issues at the presidency. If you know Professor Dodo very well, you know that President Mahama means business by appointing somebody like that. Professor Dodo, he used to be a former vice chancellor of Legon and a former president of a Ghana Olympic Committee, a very seasoned researcher. He is a presidential advisor on anti-corruption drive. This man, I've worked with him, and I know the kind of person he is. You give Professor Dodo 100 cedis to go and do an assignment. You have calculated 100 cedis. He will go and do 50 cedis and say 50 cedis can do that assignment and bring your 50 cedis back to you. He's sitting there. If you come, he has a very modest, simple life. Such a big person, you see him very simple life. And Professor Dodo is watching everybody. Don't look, if you misbehave, I'll bring you to the limelight. I don't care. Ghanaian people deserve better. Don't think because we are in power, you can misbehave and get away with it. So Ora is in the office. He's sitting there for government officials and appointees. We are not going to shield anybody. He said it severally. We have been, look, I say we have been there before. We have learned our lessons. We have learned our lessons a lot. And that's why I'm saying that Ghanaians are so, look, they should be thankful that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is back to power because he has the benefit of hindsight. He's been there before, vice president, president, and back again. So he has the benefit of hindsight. We are not going to repeat this kind of thing that people did. People were carrying their own chairs around. Nobody could touch that chair. It has its own V8 carrying it all over the place. They will go and tell chiefs that get up and greet me. You cannot sit and greet me. They don't know that the chiefs are the custodians of the land. They didn't care. They were behaving like some King Nebuchadnezzar, and therefore any king, paramount chief, get up. This is not that type of president we have. Down to earth president, respectful and all that. So he wants his appointees to behave safe. The resources that they are giving to is for ordinary Ghanaians, for their better, not for ourselves. Okay, we are to make sure that, look, what they will give you at the end of the month, that is what you deserve. Okay, But you don't go plunder the resources because you have access to it. You plunder and the ordinary people are suffering. Can't you see that Accra is now getting brighter in the night? The regional minister.
Is that the case?
No.
What has the regional minister done?
She has started. All street lights.
I see.
She started fixing them. Okonglu, pass through Okonglu and all this, and you see that in the night it's like you are in London. Very bright. For 8 years, when people were collecting your money, anytime you go to buy ECG power, they take a street light.
So I thought ECG will be the one doing the street light.
It is somebody might use his head to make sure that that thing comes out. That money must come and do that work.
We'll have to.
But somebody has picked it and they are pocketing it. Look at the ECG debt alone. Only God knows.
Who has pocketed what? That we haven't.
Somebody
has pocketed.
No,
let's clarify the point, because that ECG debt you talk about.
Yes.
There was misuse and mismanagement of money.
Yes.
But I didn't read anywhere in that report that said that somebody stole money or embezzled funds of ECG. So let's clarify the point.
ECG was not run by ghosts. They were run by human beings.
What does that?
Ghost doesn't plunder money.
What does that mean?
It means when you say there was misuse of money, is that not what it is?
Yeah, because the money meant for... No, hang on. No, don't mislead my viewers. The money meant for the cash waterfall mechanism, for instance, ended up going into other expenses that were not, earmarked for. So it didn't go into somebody's pocket. So when you say there was plundering, you give the impression that someone stole the money. But I'm saying the report hasn't told us that someone stole the money.
Kemeni.
Yes.
See, Ghanaians, that's how we are. We don't call speed a speed. Sometimes we call it shovel or long spoons. ESLA, which was meant to service energy sector debt.
Yeah.
These people collected, you hear the amount the president mentioned, huge sums of money. Yet they left debt for us. Where did they use the money? What did they use the money for? Were there ghosts who were handling those funds?
That money was also mortgaged to...
I am saying that. You see, that is why I'm saying that. It is only when the frog dies you see the long life. You wait and see. We are going to it. There's a team working on that.
Looking into that.
That one. We will get them. When people were just carrying money in containers or water tanks in their house, where were they getting the money from? When people open bank accounts in their rooms, bank accounts had several dollars, pounds, euros, everything, all the currencies in the world were in their bedroom. Where were they getting the money from?
Is your administration looking into those issues
of course,
that you have raised?
Of course, Kemeni, we are looking after these people. We'll get plenty of money for this country. You wait and see. Because all these people, they will vomit their money back. They can't do this to this country and get away. You see, when we do it, they say persecution. You want to persecute. How are you going to persecute people who were sleeping on top of money under their bedrooms? You can't do this to this country and get away. Chiefs were even complaining about that. And that's why when we talk of this energy thing, and people were paying for street lighting. I mean, you go and take your bill. You see, won't you see street lighting?
Yes.
Why is your street light not on? That is a question we should be asking ourselves. Why is it not on? Somebody must account for it.
Very well.
So these are the things we are talking. I'm saying that the regional minister, Greater Accra, we must pat her back. She has started. She said 50 days. She has not even gotten half. And already we have seen semblance of street lighting coming. You know, our 24-hour economy is one of the areas that we are going to deal with. Because you cannot be dealing with 24-hour economy and there's darkness in the country.
We'll come to the 24-hour economy in a tad. But just back to the social contract, there is an issue of 21.21, which says commence investigative processes to purge agencies of all militia and vigilante elements. And I want you to take note of that point 21. Reopen investigations into major unresolved criminal cases, including the 2020 election killings, Ayawaso West Wogon by election violence, murder of Ahmed Swale, and Silence Ulukame.
Okay, abusua wene ensema ekoso ewo political highway ne so eye Dr. Rashid Tanko na yetene nkase odisa ensem no to da ochese oratim so eye adwuma chese right now no eye special prosecutor ashase a ono so egba adwuma ochese enuoma JM baya okaye ewo ne manifesto mo ene de oratim ne so eye no bia very soon no yebehu nneoma ekoso ewo Ghana ha se abusua yebeda masesam jepene kokoti sa odiwe ede emaye aha POG Media so medamase